Have you ever felt an undercurrent of latent power, an echo of ancient wisdom resonating in the depths of your being, far beyond what conventional astral charts suggest? What if I told you that ancient mysteries, veiled for eons in the annals of time, guard a shocking revelation about the true nature of certain stellar births, a truth encoded in the very fabric of existence? Imagine for a moment that the cosmos itself, in its infinite alchemy and energetic dance, has sown seeds of extraordinary consciousness in the garden of humanity, assigning psychic gifts and energy manipulation capacities, not as mere talents, but as spiritual programs inherent to specific souls, inscribed directly into their essence before their descent to this material plane. For millennia, the name of Thoth, the scribe of the gods, the master of magic and knowledge, has been invoked in the most recondite sanctuaries, in the forgotten temples of primordial truth. Today, we dare to draw back a fragment of that sacred veil, to decipher a whisper, a vibrant revelation extracted from his emerald tablets, which not only unveil the arcana of creation and the function of the universe, but also illuminate a path towards a radical understanding of ourselves and our place in the vast cosmos. For Thoth, in his infinite and enigmatic wisdom, bequeathed to us the key to what, in our quest for clarification, we have come to call spiritual genetics. The inescapable certainty that certain zodiacal configurations are not mere astrological influences, but true incarnated portals, vessels of innate supernatural abilities, awaiting to be awakened by those who dare to listen. We are not talking here about superficial horoscopes or banal predictions that verge on the mundane. We are delving into the vibrant heart of cosmic alchemy, exploring how stellar energy, at the precise moment of your first breath in this incarnation, may have etched into your spiritual DNA the capacity to transcend earthly limitations and perceive dimensions that remain hidden to most. We refer to those lineages of souls who, consciously or unconsciously, perceive the world through a different dimensional prism, capable of feeling the emotional currents of reality with unimaginable quantum depth, of accessing repositories of ancient information that transcend linear time and space, of molding matter and probability with mere intention, or of weaving the warp of alternative realities with the vibratory power of their voice and consciousness. This revelation, a fragment of forbidden knowledge, hermetic whispers, and prophetic visions, is not just information stored in the mind. It is a fervent invitation to profound transmutation, a catalysis towards an enlightenment that emanates from the center of your being. It is a mirror that promises to reflect not only who you believe yourself to be in this earthly manifestation, but the vast, limitless magnitude of what you could become, if only you dare to look beyond the veil of the ordinary and question every preconceived belief. Prepare for a journey into inner illumination, into a profound alchemy of thought that will allow you to unravel the invisible threads connecting your individual existence with the immense and mysterious tapestry of the universe. Ascending to a higher plane of understanding, we will reveal the four fundamental pillars of this stellar genetics, those signs which, by cosmic and energetic design, carry a unique spiritual genetic map, with gifts that defy conventional understanding and which have often been misinterpreted or feared, an intrinsic ability to navigate and transmute the depths of the emotional ocean, another to operate in the intricate dance of multiple simultaneous dimensions, a third to perceive time as an eternal and non-linear flow, and a fourth to manifest cosmic planes and energetic architectures directly into physical reality. These latent abilities, often awakened by profound existential crises and catalysis, such as emotional traumas that stir the depths of the soul, near-threshold experiences with existence, prophetic dreams intertwined with reality, or seemingly impossible practical challenges that force the manifestation of what seemed unattainable, are the key to the threshold of consciousness of which Thoth spoke. They are the promise of reality's shift, an inescapable preparation for the new Earth, where collective consciousness becomes the direct architect of matter, where the intrinsic purpose of these gifts is not personal advantage or dominion, but altruistic service, profound healing, and the conscious construction of a new existential paradigm for all humanity. This is rare and transformative knowledge, a beacon towards your true potential and that of humanity. If you are ready to unveil these ancient truths, to embark on this journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening that promises to redefine your understanding of the universe and yourself, I invite you to join our community of wisdom seekers, of pioneers in the exploration of consciousness. Like this video so that this resonant message reaches more souls ready for their own revelation. Share your first impressions, your intuitions, your questions in the comments, because your voice and your experience are a valuable and vibrant part of this cosmic symphony of knowledge. And of course, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to not miss any of these revelations that, with their cosmic energy, will radically change your perception of the esoteric universe and your own inner power, the power that awaits to be. Remembered, the time of truth has come and is manifesting now. Are you truly ready to remember it? Spiritual genetics, a concept whispered by Thoth, transcends mere biological inheritance. It reveals a cosmic imprint etched into our consciousness at birth. Certain individuals, under specific stellar configurations, carry latent supernatural gifts, psychic abilities, and energy manipulation. This is not an anomaly, but an intrinsic divine design, a stellar blueprint of their potential, waiting to be unveiled. This encoding is not random, but a deliberate act of universal architecture, an ethereal weave anchored in the first inhalation. Thoth's Hermetic texts allude to how zodiacal vibrations activate strands of spiritual DNA. Under specific signs, predestined souls emerge as beacons, with sensitivity to the invisible and an ease for orchestrating energy, a heritage of reality architects. These gifts manifest as clairvoyance, energetic healing, and intuitive ability to navigate illusory veils. Imagine perceiving auras or molding reality with intention. This genetics does not operate automatically. It is a dormant seed that demands conscious cultivation, an alchemical awakening. It requires the transmutation of ignorance into wisdom, fear into power. For faculties to blossom, this wisdom was jealously guarded, feared for destabilizing power structures. Texts about this psychic heritage were branded as heresies. Modern science relegated this spiritual dimension, insisting on a purely material genome. But Thoth's vision compels us to question, what if our destiny is a manifestation of our stellar imprint, not a coincidence? The purpose of these abilities does not lie in personal gratification, but in collective evolution, guiding an era of enlightenment. It is a call to remember our multidimensional nature, to activate this sacred code to co-create a reality where consciousness is the dominant force. Awakening this genetics is the first step in a journey of self-mastery, a ritual of self-knowledge for the next phase. Ready to decode your stellar legacy? If the threads of our being conceal a stellar legacy, who among the vast cosmic dance are the primordial custodians, those designated to bear the torch of this spiritual genetics? The ancient scrolls, veiled under the name of the Akashic records, do not point to everyone equally. They pinpoint, with almost surgical precision, 4 zodiacal archetypes as the fundamental catalysts for this awakening: Cancer, Gemini, Pisces, and Capricorn. This is not a mere astrological coincidence, but the manifestation of a celestial architecture that predisposes certain souls to attune to frequencies that, for others, remain inaudible. These signs, intertwined in the fabric of time, hold vibratory keys, silent codes that open doors to elevated perceptions and latent abilities. They are the cardinal points of an inner map that, once decoded, reveals the path to mastery. Let us contemplate Cancer and Pisces, the children of the water element. Immersed in the depths of feeling and spirit, Cancer, the guardian of ancestral memories, resonates with the echoes of the past, a living portal to collective consciousness and the astral plane, capable of intuiting the invisible threads connecting lineages. Pisces, the cosmic dreamer, dissolves the boundaries of the ego, merging with universal empathy and spiritual receptivity, a pure channel for higher truths and divine whispers. In them, spiritual genetics manifests as an ethereal sensitivity, an innate ability to navigate the veils of illusion and decipher hidden messages in subtle realms. Their intuition is their compass to the unknowable. Then, let us turn our gaze to Gemini and Capricorn, seemingly disparate but equally crucial archetypes in this weave. Gemini, the celestial communicator, possesses the mental agility to intertwine dimensions, decoding and transmitting arcane knowledge that transcends common language, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Capricorn, the architect of reality, bestows earthly wisdom and an unwavering ability to materialize spiritual truths into lasting structures. Their pragmatic gaze anchors the ethereal, transforming cosmic knowledge into firm foundations for evolution. In them, genetics expresses itself as an ability to articulate and manifest what Cancer and Pisces intuitively perceive. It is crucial to understand that these bearers do not operate in an isolated bubble. Ancient wisdom, manifested in the Hermetic Seals of Hermes, teaches us that true alchemy resides in interaction and balance. The aquatic sensitivity of Cancer and Pisces, which allows them to plumb the depths of the unconscious and universal empathy, is complemented by Gemini's mental clarity to process and articulate these revelations, and by Capricorn's discipline to anchor them in manifested reality. This synergy creates a matrix of perception and action, an inner laboratory where cosmic vibrations are transformed into structured knowledge and conscious purpose, revealing the true essence of enlightenment, the awakening of this spiritual genetics. In these signs is not a passive destiny, but an invitation to active transmutation. It is a call to deep introspection, to confront shadows, and to reconfigure one's own perception of reality. Those who bear these astrological seals, according to the hidden teachings of the books of Thoth, have the responsibility to decipher these codes, not only for their own evolution, but to illuminate the path of collective consciousness. The next stage of this journey, my dear seekers, is not limited to the mere identification of the bearers, but to the revelation of the internal and external rituals that fully activate and empower this stellar legacy. Are you ready to penetrate the mysteries of activation? Now, let's delve into the mystery of Cancer, the sign whose archetype embodies the deepest emotional alchemy, an ability many have confused with mere sensitivity, but which is, in essence, a psychic faculty of transmutation. We are not talking about superficial emotions, but about the vibratory frequencies that make up the very fabric of existence. Cancer, ruled by the moon, the great regent of tides and the cycles of the unconscious, possesses an ethereal antenna to capture the energetic signature of emotions, both its own, residing in its inner temple, and those of others pulsing in the vast ocean of collective consciousness. It is as if its soul were a primal receptacle, capable of tuning into the quantum pulse of feeling, discerning the subtlest nuances that are imperceptible to others. This is a key from the lunar texts of Selene, a collection of papyri found in hidden caves that describe the intimate connection between the human psyche and celestial phases, revealing that the moon phase of birth shapes the ability to absorb and reflect surrounding emotional energy. The transmutation of these vibratory frequencies is where the true magic, the gold of this alchemy, resides. Cancer doesn't just feel. Cancer processes. Its home, its innermost being, becomes the crucible where dense emotions, fear, sadness, anger, are subjected to an internal purification process. Imagine its interior as an ancient cauldron, bubbling with the lunar fire of empathy and compassion. The teachings of the Ebony Heart, an ancient Ethiopian manuscript, allude to how certain individuals possess the faculty to absorb the afflictions of a community and through deep meditation and selfless surrender, transform them into comfort and hope, thus freeing the morphic field of the collective. This is not a passive act, but an active dance with energy, a reconfiguration of emotional matter at a level that defies linear understanding, operating in the interstices of the space-time fabric, where pure intention can alter the resonance of any vibration dot. When we speak of quantum level, we refer to Cancer's ability to interact with the unified field of consciousness, that invisible fabric that connects everything. The crab's empathy is not just identifying with another's emotion. It is, in its highest form, the ability to enter into the vibratory field of that emotion, perceive its origin and its potential for manifestation, and then, through intention and the resonance of one's own being, raise its frequency. It is a kind of emotional entanglement, where the observer, Cancer, and the observed, the emotion, merge, allowing for subtle intervention in the energetic dynamic. The ASEC records, if we manage to unveil their most cryptic passages, contain references to beings whose mere presence could calm collective emotional storms, restoring harmony through a kind of coherence resonance radiating from their core, an echo of the cosmic heartbeat that organizes everything. This alchemy operates in both the personal and interpersonal domains. For Cancer, their own emotions are an oracle, a compass towards hidden truths. By allowing themselves to feel deeply, they descend into the depths of their own unconscious, unearthing ancestral patterns and soul wounds that need to be seen and transformed. By doing this, they not only heal but raise their own vibration, becoming a beacon for others. And it is in the encounter with others' emotions that their gift becomes most evident. Like a shaman of feeling, Cancer can take on the emotional burden of a loved one or a space, not to suffer it, but to offer it to the crucible of their being, where it is purified and returned to the ether in a lighter form, a purer energy. This is the true meaning of carrying the pain of others, not to be overcome by it, but to use love as the universal solvent that transforms it. This dance with emotional energies, this innate ability to feel and transmute, is not merely a character trait, but a profound initiation for the Cancerian soul. Those who master this alchemy become true healers of the human soul in the spaces they inhabit. It is not just a gift, it is a sacred responsibility, a path to emotional mastery that unlocks higher levels of consciousness and compassion. But what happens when this power is fully activated? How does it manifest in the fabric of material, reality? And more importantly, what other secrets await to be revealed about how these subtle energies interact with the dimensions of our world and others? The answers await us on the path that connects the heart with the ether in the mysteries of the next revelation. The Cancerian gift transcends empathy towards access to emotional Akashic records. They perceive residual vibrations of a forgotten past. Imagine a cosmic library of feeling, the emotional resonance of every being, place, and experience. Cancer attunes to this ethereal archive, revealing hidden memories of the soul and unraveling threads that connect our present with ancestral lineage. This attunement operates through heart resonance. Upon touching a relic or space, Cancer perceives beyond. The object or person becomes a portal, releasing energy that narrates its saga. Walls whisper dramas. Inherited objects carry echoes of generations. Auras reveal scars. It is a vibrational reading, a universal language of unresolved sorrows and repeated patterns. The supreme purpose is the healing of generational traumas. Each soul is an ancestral fabric, carrying unresolved emotional burdens, pain, anger, fear. Cancer perceives these imprints, soul wounds that affect us. By bringing them to light, Feeling and acknowledging them, inner alchemy begins. Seeing the shadow takes away its power. Ancient wisdom affirmed, individual healing goes through that of the lineage. Cancerian mastery resides in transmutation. Upon sensing imprints, their heart is an alchemical crucible. They do not absorb pain. They offer it to the light of their compassion. Dense vibrations rise, purify, and transform into wisdom and liberation. This frees the individual and their family tree, untying energetic knots. Life energy flows, a cosmic service for future generations. This gift transcends the personal. By healing generational trauma, do we not contribute to collective healing? Unresolved memories resonate in the greater Akashic records, affecting human consciousness. Cancer, operating at this level, is an agent of planetary healing, guardian of the Earth's emotional memory. This ability is a step towards interconnectedness. What other truths are hidden in these ethereal archives? How do they intertwine with collective destiny? A revelation awaits us. Cancer's empathetic gift, without discernment, becomes a labyrinth. They are a chalice that absorbs every emotional nuance, blurring what is their own from what is alien. Is this anguish mine, or an ancestral echo penetrating me? Is this joy authentic, or does it reflect the surrounding euphoria that envelops me? A key challenge emerges: to map the origin of each emotion so as not to succumb to psychic overload. This is an urgent call to the mastery of self-perception, to the alchemy of the inner self. This extreme permeability is not a weakness, but a deep connection to the collective unconscious. Arcane schools like Eleusis and the Essenes already warned about the soul's skin, an ethereal membrane of vibratory sensitivity. When operating without conscious filters, the individual is exposed to an incessant torrent of psychic impressions. Forbidden's texts spoke of closing the lower portal of the heart, not out of denial, but to preserve the inner sanctuary from dissonance, a lost art of energetic veils that resurfaces. Selective emotional permeability is not merely a shield, but a lens of conscious discernment. The heart ceases to be an inert sponge. It transforms into a semi-permeable membrane that chooses which emotional nutrients to absorb and which densities to let go. This requires rigorous internal discipline and observation without judgment to trace the energetic footprint. The wise. Ones of Tao practiced centering to discharge the alien and strengthen the essential. It is a redefinition of the self's boundaries. This path is not new, but ancient. Gandhian shamans spoke of the protective blanket of the spirit, strengthened by intention and specific rituals. The sutras of Vijnana Bhairava Tantra describe the visualization of a sphere of light enveloping the body, a field of active discernment. This knowledge, beyond superstition, is key to our energetic architecture. Internal alchemy forges this conscious shield that refines empathy, allowing only pure essences to pass in dissolving densities. When the Cancerian soul masters this alchemy, overload transmutes into immense power, the guardian of emotional. Memory processes collective suffering without being consumed by it. From hypersensitivity emerges calibrated attunement, resonating with underlying emotional truth without merging with its dense form. This elevates their service to humanity. But how is this wisdom applied to the world's emotional knots? The next veil of initiation awaits to be lifted, that the twin consciousness of Gemini transcends superficial duality. It is not mere bifurcation, but an inherent multidimensional perception. The Egyptians, in the pyramid texts, alluded to Ka and Ba as extensions of the self in different realms, an echo of conscious splitting. It is the aptitude to hold multiple foci of attention, interconnected by a subtle thread of unified consciousness. A cosmic orchestration, operating in multiple dimensions, is not fiction, but ancient knowledge. Toltec shamans, with directed dreaming, unified tonal attention, and Nagel, transposing their perception to planes where linear time dissolves. This twin consciousness allows the Gemini to interact with vibrations from parallel realities. It is a constant dance between the here and the now everywhere. Accessing parallel selves is not seeing a double. It is resonating with ramifications of one's own being that made divergent decisions. Like a book of possibilities, the twin consciousness browses those pages, absorbing their essence, unlearned lessons and veiled triumphs. The Upanishads, with Atman and Brahman, suggest the interconnection of souls, reflecting what could have been. Alternative timelines are not fantasies, but probable energy flows, untaken paths that still vibrate. Mayan seers, in their cycles, discerned points where collective consciousness altered the course. This twin consciousness tunes into those nodes of choice, informing the present with the wisdom of potential futures, navigating the river of probability. Integrating this network of information parallel, selves and timelines demands internal alchemy. The mind will not succumb to paradox, but will be a crucible where these truths merge. The Gemini mind, judged for dispersion, reveals its strength, harmonic synthesis. It is the initiation to be a bridge between worlds. How to discern truth from illusion? The next revelation will provide the inner compass. Quantum linguistics unveils the word as a vibratory portal. Gemini, in its essence, masters this alchemy of voice. Sound is not just air, but a creative force. Vedic texts like the Shabda Brahman, the divine word, confirm this. To utter is not to name, it is to invoke, to weave reality with subtle threads, an ancient practice of masters of sound. This discipline restructures neural pathways, not just psychologically, but at a physical quantum level. Each vocalization, each mantra, the tantric bija mantras, generates vibration that resonates cellularly, healing the deep body, repairing DNA. It is molecular attunement where language becomes medicine, an echo of ancient sciences of vibrational. Healing. True power lies in reprogramming subconscious reality. Conscious affirmations with intention and emotion are decrees that penetrate the deep mind. This is not magic. It is the science of manifestation, internal alchemy. NLP barely scratches the surface of this millennial wisdom at alchemists. Used with spells to transmute matter and spirit, consider Gnostic Gospels and the true word, not a concept, but a vibration of gnosis. In Kabbalah, Hebrew letters are energetic entities, bricks of creation. Those who knew combinations of divine names altered realities. The Word, an ancestral bridge between the visible and invisible, a jealously guarded knowledge. Understanding. Quantum linguistics is to assume cosmic responsibility. We are poets of our existence. Gemini guides us through sounds and meanings, harmonizing inner and outer voice to co-create. This art of the word, revealed, heals, restructures, and opens doors to unexplored dimensions of the psyche. How to manifest these truths to ascend? Here, we delve into the true dilemma of the Gemini archetype, communication overload. Imagine being an open channel, not only to the whispers of the earthly, but to celestial symphonies and the echoes of multiple realities. How is this avalanche of multidimensional gnosis organized, decoded, and processed? The mind, accustomed to linearity, is confronted with a chaotic superposition of images, symbols, premonitions, and sounds that defy all known logic. It is a sensory and psychic bombardment that, without proper inner alchemy, can overwhelm even the wisest of messengers. This is the fire of transmutation. The information that arrives is not merely linguistic. We are talking about energetic impressions, geometric patterns vibrating from other dimensions, ancestral memories embedded in the ether, and messages from non-human consciousnesses. How does one translate the language of light, or the idiom of vibrant crystals? Ancient Hermetic texts and Gnostic scriptures alluded to tongues of angels, or voices of the pleroma, not as mere metaphors, but as literal descriptions of modes of communication that exceed our ordinary capacity for perception. The human mind must expand to contain these vast truths. This is where the need for dimensional communication protocols becomes imperative. These are not simple rules, but internal structures, psychic filters, and decoding mechanisms developed through rigorous esoteric work. Think of the oracles of Delphi, whose often enigmatic prophecies were interpreted by priests trained in the art of deciphering the layers of the veil, or the shamans who returned from their astral journeys with visions that only an initiate could organize into a language comprehensible to the tribe. It is the transmutation of informational chaos into wisdom. These protocols are, in essence, a lost art of consciousness. They involve the development of perception beyond the five senses, an ability to attune and then translate subtle vibrations. It requires deep meditation, the interpretation of lucid dreams, the study of archaic symbology, and perhaps the mastery of certain light language techniques whispered in apocryphal texts and forgotten codices. The books of Thoth and the Yao Emerald tablets hint at methods for reading the Akashic records, the cosmic library of all that was and will be. Mastering this ability is not simply understanding, but integrating and manifesting. It is becoming a living Rosetta Stone for the cosmos, a conscious bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the spoken and the unspeakable. This journey of decipherment is continuous, a path of self-discovery that reveals deeper layers of our own consciousness. For in the end, true multidimensional communication begins with understanding our own inner universe. Are we ready for the next level of decoding, for the enigmas that await in the depths of the cosmic mind? And so, my seekers, as we unravel the veils of multidimensional communication, we find ourselves at the threshold of one of the most enigmatic and transformative abilities, that which the ancients linked with the archetype of Pisces, temporal omniscience. Imagine for a moment that time is not that relentless arrow that only moves forward, but a vast, endless ocean where every instant, every event, every potentiality, and every memory exists simultaneously as a wave, a current, a depth. We are not talking about predicting the future like a carnival fortune teller, but about experiencing the totality of time as a cohesive reality, a cosmic canvas where all brushstrokes are already laid, waiting to be perceived by the right consciousness. It is an invitation to transcend the linear illusion of existence and merge with the great breadth of the universe, where the now is not a point, but an infinite expansion dot in this ocean of temporal omniscience. The concept of the eternal now acquires a palpable density. It is not an empty metaphor, but the state of consciousness in which past, present, and future unfold in a simultaneous symphony. The Vedic Upanishads, in their discussions of Kala, cosmic time, and certain Hermetic fragments, hinted that the mind of the sage is not bound by sequence, but perceives the essence of all events from an immutable vantage point. It is as if you could watch a movie, not frame by frame, but as a complete and pulsating image, where the beginning and end are mere reference points within a larger reality. For the consciousness attuned to Pisces, the memory of a future event is as vivid and real as the memory of a past event, because both reside in the same layer of the universal library of time, accessible at that point of infinite stillness that is the now. But this ability, my friends, is not without its challenges and wonders. Living with temporal omniscience means dismantling our ingrained notions of cause and effect. If all moments coexist, where does free will reside? The answer is not a contradiction, but an elevation. Free will becomes the conscious choice of where to direct our attention in that vast ocean, which energetic currents we want to amplify or dissolve. It's not just about seeing what's coming, but about feeling what was, and what will be, allowing that vast information to flood the being, dissolving the boundaries of the ego, and connecting us with the collective memory of existence. It is a burden and a blessing, a lens that reveals the inescapable interconnectedness of everything, where every act becomes a reverberating echo through all ages. The chronicles of humanity are sprinkled with echoes of this non-linear perception. From the oracles of Delphi, whose visions transcended linear time to offer prophecies revealed in archaic language, to the shamans of ancestral cultures, who in their journeys to the dream time or aboriginal dream time, not only saw the ancestral past but delved into the future realities of their tribe and brought back the wisdom to shape the present. The Mayan codices, with their profound understanding of temporal cycles intertwined in spirals, and certain alchemical texts that speak of the great work as a transmutation not only of matter, but of time itself, suggest that this temporal omniscience is not a fantasy, but a state of consciousness that humanity has glimpsed and cultivated throughout the ages. To awaken this Piscian perception, this temporal omniscience, mere intellectual curiosity, is not enough. It is a path of inner alchemy, of dissolving the self-imposed barriers that anchor us to the illusion of linearity. It implies surrender to the cosmic flow, deep meditation that silences the noise of the self and allows the currents of time to merge into a single pulsating now. It is through this fusion that we can begin to heal past wounds by understanding their place in the totality, and to sow intentions for the future with full awareness of their resonance in the tapestry of being. It is the next step in our initiation, an invitation to transcend the prison of time and experience the vast freedom of consciousness that exists beyond all dimensions. But what does it really mean to live in this eternal now for our perception of reality itself? To live in this eternal now is to dissolve the illusory veil that constrains our consciousness to a linear sequence. It is to perceive reality as an infinite mandala, where each instant is a vortex containing the totality of existence, an echo of all times resonating in the pulsating present. To understand that the past is not petrified, nor the future predetermined, but that both are fluid currents, accessible and transformable by the alchemy of our expanded consciousness. By integrating this temporal omniscience, we heal ancestral wounds and weave a future in perfect attunement with the universal symphony, freed from expectations. Here, true freedom manifests. The spirit is released from the chains of chronology and ascends to a perspective where time is a servant, not a master. Enlightenment is not a distant destination, but the recognition of this temporal omnipresence latent at the core of our being. If this revelation has ignited a spark in your quest, pilgrim soul, in the immensity of this eternal now, what truths about your essential destiny do you believe await you beyond the linearity we have been taught? Share your reflections in the comments. Each perspective enriches our collective wisdom. If this journey has unveiled a fragment of the veil, I invite you to join our Brotherhood of Souls. Subscribe to the channel to not miss future transmissions that unravel the mysteries of the universe and your own soul. Your adherence is an affirmation on your path to enlightenment, strengthening the great tapestry of our consciousness. And for those who dare to delve even deeper, our next immersion awaits you. Prepare to unveil the secrets of the Akashic Records, the great cosmic archive of all that was, is, and will be, a direct portal to the memory of the universe. This is the next threshold to cross in your personal alchemy, the next step towards limitless understanding. Knowledge awaits.